refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Loose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great show for y'all today. Hey, some of us are very happy, feeling like some guys that we know that wear ski masks, but we're gonna get to that later. But before I introduce my co-host, I have to tell y'all what we're gonna talk about today for the listeners that can't see the screen. Today, first of all, George Pickens has been traded. Jerry Jones, or should I say ski mask Jerry Jones, right? Traded for George Pickens. We got to address the Cowboy side of things and the Steelers side of the things. We got Vaughn coming on to represent his Steelers. Cleveland, Boston, and Golden State. Both of them are looking bad in their series. Cleveland and Boston down 0-2. Steph Curry hurt, but they still tied the series 1-1. Are they done? We got to talk about that. But as promised, I got two of my bros with me. I got my boy right in the middle, Davey Dollars, king of the doghouse. Just had an episode drop today. Also was on CTC last night. He's been a busy man. 3 episodes in 24 hours. And we got Michigan Dunn son, Tomo, co-host of In the Red Corner. Got the mouthpiece sticking out the ski mask. Got to do what you got to do. How y'all doing, fellas?
It's NFL young boy. That's who it is today. Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I knew it. Yeah, that one for Jerry. That was for NFL young boy. I knew it.
Whoo, fellas, I gotta take this off. It's hot in here, but I'm doing good, man. So when y'all do y'all introductions, man, I'm just say one thing.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
But how y'all, man?
I'm great. 3 shows within 24 hours. I feel good. I mean, the first show almost 3 hours long. Just saying, your boy a little tired. But Dave's Doghouse was a success earlier today, 12 noon. Make sure you go tune into that. Celtics fans, you might be upset, but hey, I mean, your team down 0-2, not mine.
Oh man.
My team not in the playoffs anymore. Just saying. Steelers, man. George Pickens gone. I want to see what's Vaughn coming up. So I want to see what he got to say about this. We heard some stuff in NFL chat, but we get to see what he got to really say on the show. So I'm interested in that. And man, Cavs down 0-2, Celtics down 0-2, Golden State just lost another game. And we heard that Steph might not be back to game 6. Oh Lord. It's gonna be interesting to see. But y'all know what day it is. It's Friday, y'all. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a great show. Joe out here, helping with the promo and everything. Everything looks nice now. Everything looks a lot better. So y'all know what we gotta do, y'all. Let's turn up. Turn me up. Jody, do your thing.
Hey, before I get into the everything, I know I'm gonna bring up the comments, but hold up. We got a super chat in the chat right now.
Hold up.
I'm gonna let Tomo go ahead and read that. That's your boy.
So I gotta put the mask back on?
If you have
Nah,
to.
that's up to you.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
I ain't no real YN. I'm faking it for TV. But
You
shout
owe
out
him.
to you right.
There you go.
You right. They see the grades when them shorts be going up. But shout out to Cardo, man. Been a member for 21 months. He said, man, shout out to the network. Man, oh man. Hope everything work out fine because it's ski mask season and Pickens is here. Cowboy emoji, some flame emojis. And how about them Cowboys?
I thought you were gonna throw the sound effect, but
No. We got all episode for that.
oh, for the good. All right, y'all. We are streaming this on 4 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. So make sure y'all like the video on all 4 platforms. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms at Refuse to Lose Sports. But on Twitch and X, you can catch us at R2L Sports. And share this episode with somebody so they can come on and watch this show live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. As y'all can see, Carlo is the first one here. We appreciate you with the super chat also for being a member for 21 months, which is crazy. But now, last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
I mean, I know I took it off too early. It got hot. It's hot in here. I'm sorry, fellas. I'd have kept the ski mask going, but we're going to clip that up so y'all can keep the short going. I mean, you seen the short. I told y'all what Jerry was doing. And shout out to that one Eagles fan that was hating in the comments. I heard what you were saying. But if you don't know, now you know. George Pickens has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. I would say it was early Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning for me. I don't know. It was just the days are all running together at this point when you're in Cowboy Nation. But the Cowboys get wide receiver George Pickens George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick, while the Steelers receive a 2026 3rd-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick. And the question poses, what does this trade do for Dak Prescott?
That's on you, right?
I know. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to understand why we would ask, what does this mean for Dak Prescott? And I'll tell you exactly what it means. The expectations for Dak Prescott have been set high. Bro, they were set high when you seen a young JD5 come into the NFC East and do his thing with a whole bunch of, some would say, castaway players or players who were trying to rename themselves. Terry McLaurin was trying to prove to the world that, hey, I can be a top 5 receiver in this league if you all just give me somebody to throw. Oh, am I talking about Terry or am I talking about George Pickens? I don't know. They sound like the same two people, but that's why I feel so good. But for me, what this trade means for Dak Prescott is there's really no more excuses. You got your second contract. You make $60 million. You're one of the highest paid quarterbacks who haven't been to an NFC championship game, but yet you've accomplished almost every other accolade outside of that and an MVP. But your name has been talked about being top 5, top 10. You get debates about what you can do, but when the playoffs come, everybody asks, is it Dak? Is it the team? You have everybody going back and forth about whose fault is it? Does he shrink up? Does he freeze? Does he have any weapons? Jerry's not doing anything for him, and Jerry and them make the call. They're a season too late, but they actually went all in and made a jump and got you a receiver. So now you have a 1A and some would say a 1B with George Pickens, who can now alleviate some of that double team for CD. So for me, what this trade means for Dak is it's time to answer. It's time to step up. It's time to show everybody that you're that veteran in the NFC East. And I'll wait to hear what you all got to say about it because I know you all got something good to say.
I'll go. I'm the the team that's been beating up on y'all lately as the last few years. But honestly, this is what the Cowboys asked for. Mm-hmm. They wanted another weapon for Dak Prescott outside of CeeDee Lamb, and they got it. So this is actually really good news for the Cowboys because we know what the talent that George Pickens does. And this is different from CeeDee Lamb because, from CeeDee, they hear a lot. They call him the slot guy. This is what you hear a lot about CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens is not a slot receiver. He's outside in the X. He's an X and wide receiver, point blank, period. He's out there on the outside majority of his snaps. So this is exactly what the Cowboys asked for. And I think this right here is going to improve their offense as far as passing, for sure. Now, there's going to be a narrative that you hear that whenever the Steelers give away a head case as a wide receiver, that it becomes an issue for other teams that they go to. Look at Antonio Brown. When he left and went to the Oakland Raiders, he didn't even play a game for them. He was there for just the preseason, and he didn't even play in the preseason. He got traded right before then. Now, he did go win a title with the Bucs in Tampa Bay because he had Tom Brady. But remember, he also was with Brady when he was with the Patriots, and he got kicked up out of there. So he was a head case for two of those. Martavius Bryant, he wasn't the same player once he left. Chase Claypool wasn't the same player when he left. There are a lot of guys that you can name that weren't the same player when they left, but there is one. And a lot of people forget this, but Plaxico Burress, and he wasn't necessarily a head case, but he had something that happened off the field that got him taken to the Giants. And what happened when he went to the Giants? He became a Super Bowl champion. So there are some cases that actually work out. And honestly, if you hear some of the stuff that George Pickens has been saying since he got traded, it doesn't sound like a guy who has, who's much of a head case. He actually sounds like a sound guy who's ready to make some changes to grow. So I think this trade is going to make some sense for the Cowboys. The only thing is, how is the run game going to look? Because you got two receivers who are going to want the ball. And we know what happens to the Cowboys when they're pass heavy. It's not a lot of success, honestly. The numbers may look good, but when it comes to winning, it's not necessarily what the Cowboys want as far as winning when it comes to them throwing the ball a lot. Because we all know Dak's record, when they run the ball more, he wins a lot more than he loses. But when they throw the ball a lot more, they lose more than they win. So I think we just got to see exactly how the game plan goes. But I honestly believe this is a really good move getting George Pickens, because this is another receiver that you need. You needed another weapon. The Cowboys have been asking for this since Amari Cooper has been gone, and you gave them the answer. He's another young receiver that can definitely do a lot of things on the outside as far as a receiver. So this is actually a really good move.
I like the move. I think it's good for Dak Prescott. I think it's good for the Cowboys. Like they said, this was the perfect move for y'all, because the NFL draft, everybody kept saying, oh, get a receiver. Y'all didn't get a receiver. Y'all addressed the offensive line. Y'all addressed the running back position and the other things. And then y'all went and get George Pickens, who is a complete, like they said, complete opposite receiver of CD Lamb, right? He's more of a deep ball threat, a straight line type receiver, when CD worked a lot of things in the middle. So it's perfect. And Jerry, he tends to do this. Like guys that have, I'm not gonna say Joe Pickens has on the field issues, right? So but Jerry tends to bring in guys who have off the field issues and give them a shot. He's done that before plenty of times. The last biggest contract he signed free agency had off the field issues, all right? But that was a long time ago. But what it does for Dak Prescott, like Tomo said, it just eliminates the excuses. Like you got two last year. The excuse was he didn't have the receiving core. Although Brandon Cooks, everywhere he went, he was a 1,000-yard receiver until he came in Dallas. So that's the case, right? But we still gotta look at that defense, though. The defense was a problem at times last year. And then I had a big injury last year. When your linebackers got hurt, he might not even play next year. Who's having a good season last year? So we gotta see how that defense is gonna look. Are they gonna still sign Michael Parsons? What's going on with that? So, but Dak Prescott, I think, I know we want to put the microscope on Dak Prescott. I feel like he was always in position to take the Cowboys to a different level, and he has to perform in the playoffs. But we'll see this year. Now, this year, there are two other teams in the division. 3, the Giants made some good moves this offseason. They got some quarterbacks. They had a great draft. A wonderful draft. They got 2 running backs in the draft that's going to help them run the game. So they got their linebacker, they got their future quarterbacks. So they made some good moves. So the NFC East, I was happy. Anybody that's in the chat, I was happy when they made this trade, because first thing I said, okay, Tomo, okay, Carter, okay, well. And then I said, I want to see the NFC East be super competitive. It will make our R2L community much better if it's like a dogfight to the end. So great move for the Cowboys, great move for Dax. But it's no more excuses. Never been excuses for real.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. After your rookie season, ain't no more excuses. It's like you came in, you did all this winning with this team, and the weapons were there. Offensive line, running back, wide receiver. Then they got rid of theirs, and then it was like, all right, we're gonna do wide receiver by committee. We find out we get Amari Cooper, and it's like, all right, here we go, giving you another weapon. You break statistical records, you do all of this, you become top. You in the conversation for top 10 quarterback in the league, but now it's time to get to the playoffs, and then you see that ugly stadium behind Dave, and you're like, I don't know how to play football no more. But outside of that, or when you get up to Green Bay in the playoffs, you just don't know. But Dave, you touched on something as far as the head cases, or not even head cases, just the wide receivers that left. It wasn't just Plaxico that left and got success neither. You got to think Emmanuel Sanders, Juju won a ring, Santonio done won a ring. So a lot of the wide receivers that leave the Steelers nation don't just tank it. They may have some bad years after that, but even Antonio Brown won a ring. You want a little, we know what happened after that, but I'm just saying, if you can come down here and give us one ring and then he want to go crazy, that's on you, bro. That's on you. I just want the one ring. I ain't mad at it. But if it go the other way, we'll talk to us. We'll get RBO Vaughn backstage, and he gonna tell us why I should be prepared for that part. But I'm happy with the move.
That's good.
All right. So like I said, we got Vaughn backstage. He got the helmet right there. So we got to talk about the flip side of the trade, because we're talking about why it's so good for the Cowboys and how it's going to work out. But we got to ask about the team that gave him away. This team is still looking for a quarterback. This team is still looking for, well, they got DK now. But while we talk about this, the question is, oh my goodness. Look, we went from highlights to crash outs. Look at what's going on here. This man here can give you the best of both worlds. Now we got to ask the question is, are the Steelers okay with mediocrity?
Yo, look at this. Okay, sorry, look at this. Look.
What in the... Is that the Giants? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he ready for the NFC East. NFL young boy. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that grit. Oh, is that the Commanders? Get him out of here. Hey, orange juice out of St. Juice. Let's go. But we got RBO Vaughn backstage, man. We're going to bring my man up so he can tell me why I need to slow down on my happiness of having George Pickens over here, man. And I know you see that question, and I know you're going to have a lot to say, but welcome, RBO Vaughn.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thanks for having me, fellas. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you for helping me out with my honorable mention earlier today, too. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anytime.
All right, so Vaughn, you see the question below. You see all the stuff that's going on in the offseason and just what's been happening with the Steelers. So outside of Pickens getting traded, outside of Aaron Rodgers saying he's going to come back, outside of Mike Tomlin being on the spotlight, do you think the Steelers are okay with mediocrity? Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to speak as a fan right quick first. And I'm going to say, no, as a fan, we're not okay with mediocrity, because for years, we've been known as a team that's always contending, a team that's stout on defense, a team that's always going to be there. But for years, we haven't had good quarterback play. We haven't been able to sustain our good defensive play throughout the whole season. We fall off at some point, and we just haven't been able to make things happen. So, no, we're not okay with that. As far as the Steelers, the organization, I'm going to try to feel like they feel the same way, because when I look at these moves that they're making, it seems as if they decided that George Pickens was just too much to deal with. You know, he was just a guy that through all the things, because even last year you heard Mike Tomlin say in press conferences, like, he has a lot of things to work on as far as his character and things of that nature. Like, he said it multiple times. So it's probably to the point like, all right, let's just go ahead and get another receiver. When they paid DK, that kind of indicated to me like, okay, either they about to go all in on both of them, or Pickens definitely about to go, because Pickens is last year on his rookie contract. He's due for a new contract, and he's going to try to prove that he's him. And like I said in the chat, make sure you become a member so you can get this exclusive. You can get a little piece right quick. But as I said in the chat, he has a lot of moments where his talents is so great, but those small moments just take away everything that he does. You know, sometimes he doesn't run his routes all the way. Like, he's not all the way engaged. However, him having motivation to prove he's a top guy in a better offensive team, you know, you may see a different side of that. But as far as mediocrity, I feel like we are doing just the opposite. We're trying to, like, we're at the point now, I'm not happy with the Aaron Rodgers situation. I wish you never even dove into that, to be quite honest. I wish, like, to be honest, I'll just go with Will Howard, or if he can prove he can be a starter, or just Mason Rudolph or whatever. We got 12 draft picks going to next year. Like, just like, shout out my man. Oh, I told him when he was on RBO with the Bulls, you don't want to be caught in between sorry and good. You don't want to be in between. You want to either be just be sorry, go ahead and take the L, get you some good draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Get you a quarterback right quick, reset next year. But the way our team is set up, our like, we're led by our defense. Our defense a lot of times wins us our games. You know, like, keep us in games to the point we can always win. But I feel like going forward, that's what I would like to see. Just if we're gonna go with A-Rod, whatever, just get A-Rod, whatever. Like, 1 year, this is the final year of mediocrity. Like, this is the final year of that, you know, because going forward, we got to go hard for our quarterback next year in the draft or whatever. We can do what we got to do. Because passing on Shador, after Tomlin came out and spoke so good about him, it threw me off a little bit. However, we got to see how that plans out.
Okay.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
How did you feel when y'all didn't draft Shador?
I was confused, to be quite honest. I mean, I watched Shador play. I know how good he is, but I understand everything behind. It's not just about what he do on the field. You know, I heard a lot about his interviews and all that kind of stuff, and I understand. You know, I that's why I say I gotta see how things pan out. Like, is he really that arrogant guy that's might stir things up, might bring extra to your team, or, you know, like, I was really confused, to be quite honest. But Shador might not be it, though. He might not be it, to be quite honest. That might be like, at the end of the day, he just might not be as good as everybody say he is. I'm not saying that's what it is, but maybe that's what they thought, you know.
Yeah, I thought y'all were like dang, if they passed up on Shador, it's something.
Right.
Because y'all don't really follow the NFL's narrative. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
Right.
Like, the Rooney Rule came out to y'all. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like if anybody gonna draft Shador, if nobody don't want to do it, we just tell us. And once y'all passed up, it was like, oh snap, it got to be something. And I know you had a question, but I do want to make a comment. I did see a report that said that the Steelers offered George Pickens to other teams, and they laughed at the possibilities of bringing him into their locker room. I was like, dang. So he was like an unwanted person around the league.
I mean, he's in a position, though, because, like I said, he's an all-world talent. You know how I went to war in the chat. I didn't put him up there with Jettis and them boys. So, like, he has that type of talent. So he has a lot of upside. It's just, is he going to lock in? You know, it's all on him.
He did say that he wanted to prove himself first before signing the contract.
Right. Okay. So
and what better place? What better place? You know. Go ahead.
I had a question, but you kind of sort of already answered it for me. Honestly, the Steelers is a team that I've always thought really highly of. Like, I really, really did. Just the organization, Mike Tomlin. I know I've had controversial takes about Mike Tomlin recently, but overall, it's because of my expectations of what Mike Tomlin is and what the Steelers organization represents. And I feel a little bit differently than you do, Vaughn. To me, honestly, my thinking, because even if you look to next year's draft, who's the quarterback that you're looking at? Because I'm going to be honest with you, Arch Manning is not coming out in the draft next year.
Hold up.
He is just like his. Okay, I'll pause for a second. Shout out to Teddy, aka T Merck, Mr. BWT himself, member for 20 months. Shout out to the best network on the internet. Hashtag Pats are back. Hashtag Red Sox. Of course, Joe, you would set me up for this. Of course. Of course. Hashtag Red Sox suck. Hashtag BWT. Hashtag Yankee. Hashtag Shelters and Six. Okay. Hashtag Fresh Cut Fridays. I hope Teddy, stay here for the next segment. Please do. Stay here for the next and Celtics segment. Just don't go nowhere. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the Steelers, man. To me, I don't see a quarterback coming out of the draft next year that solves that problem for you guys. That's just my personal opinion because Arch Manning has said that he is not just the Manning family. He is not coming out after just one season. And if you look at next season, he's only going to be that's only his first season that he's played the entire college football season. Because remember, he could have transferred last year when Quinn Ewers decided to come back, but he did not. He stayed. If you look at a lot of other quarterbacks in college football, they normally transfer out and go somewhere else where they know they're going to start. He stayed because he understands that as a Manning family, a quarterback in the Manning, you look at Archie, you look at Peyton, and you look at Eli. They all stayed 4 years at college, all of them. I don't see that being any different from him. He has the same mentality they did, so he's not coming out next season. So if you look at next season, you're looking at Drew Aller. I don't think he's that good. That's my personal opinion. You look at Cade Klubnik at Clemson. I don't see him being the answer for the Steelers right now. And yes, you have Will Howard in there. And it would make sense for that to happen if you do bring in Aaron Rodgers. He's there for a year or two, and he helps, get him there. But the thing is, what about the other outside weapon outside of DK Metcalf? I understand that they said they're banking on Roman Wilson to come in and actually, be that answer. That's yet to be seen. He does have the talent as well. I do agree. He has the talent. But for me, it just seems like they're waiting on so many things that don't have answers right now. And honestly, I don't know if they are okay with getting better than mediocrity, or if they're just okay with the same mantra that's been there that Mike Tomlin will at least get you to the playoffs. And I know how you feel about that. You don't want that to be the case because you want the Steelers to continue to get better and get back to championship mode because that's what the Steelers organization represents. They're one of only 2 organizations that have 6 Super Bowl titles. It's just the Patriots and the Steelers. Everyone else has 5 or less. So I understand.
Tom Brady and the Steelers. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Tom Brady and the Steelers. But I'm saying he won 6 with the Patriots. So just saying. So I understand that, but I just feel a little bit differently because to me, in my eyes, it looks like they are okay with mediocrity because they didn't make the move to go get a Shadur Sanders, to go get a Jackson Dart at least. I mean, you at least had those 2 guys right then and there where you could have drafted either one of those guys, and you did not. So to me, it's just like I don't know what the direction is because you traded away another weapon that you could have had. I do understand that they said that he was too much. I don't know. I think maybe you could have got more for him, possibly. But then again, you did get a 3rd and a 5th. So you did get something out of it, but I think you could have got just a little bit more because the Cowboys are desperate for another wide receiver. So you could have got more out of them. And I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just there's still some questions there about where you're going because honestly, you're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. You have no answer right there with him. So he's making you guys wait. And he said after the draft has been over for a couple of weeks now, and we still haven't heard nothing about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so what I would say about that is I feel like that's why I said you're gonna need a year to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like Shador and Jackson Dart, they're not like all world. You know what I mean? They're not all world guys, and it's a lot of speculation around Shador right now. To be quite honest, I'm not saying I wasn't hoping we got him. I wanted us to get him because I felt like Shador, DK, Pickens. I felt like But when I think about everything and thinking about the I'm just trying to make sense of it. I don't think that for it to this is what I think they're thinking by making these moves. You be bad for 1 year. I don't actually know all the quarterbacks. I have to do my research for the next year's draft. But from the reports I hear, it's a more quarterback-driven draft next year. So with all the picks that we got, you know, we got to be bad at least 1 year. You know, we can't. You know, why not this year see what Roman Wilson can do? You know, see if he is good enough to be a number 2 or number 3. You know, we see what Calvin Austin can do. You know, Calvin Austin has produced as a number 2 in a subpar offense. So I already think Calvin Austin's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like have a year like this when you this is Aaron Rodgers don't sign, because with Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure they're going to be expecting a lot more rather than having like Mason Rudolph starting or someone else. But
Absolutely.
to be quite honest, I think you need a year where you're either bad or you're good. And I think
that's the thing. I think with Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be right where you were last year. You're just going to be another team that almost either just got into the playoffs or I don't know, man.
I do want to say this worse. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers. I do want to say this though. It's funny because I'm hearing what you talk, right? Well, first, I do think that the Steelers got good with it. I just said that nobody wanted Pickens, and they got a third rounder and the fifth and the sixth swap. Like they swapped their sixth for a fifth. So that's good conversation for real. I mean, but what is funny to me is this. We always say, Tomlin, pick a side. Either be good or be bad. And like Vaughn said, it looked like they making a decision to be bad. And everybody outside with their pork, everybody that's not a Steelers Nation is now condemning him for being bad now. Like, what is he doing? He got Mason Rudolph over the roster. And it's like, this nigga, isn't what everybody asked for? Like, he like piled up on picks. You said how many picks they got next year?
We could possibly have 12 next year.
12 picks next year? Yeah, and they could possibly be bad.
That's because of the compensatory picks that they're going to get.
Yeah, which is cool. 12 picks, and you're bad. That's good. You know what I mean?
That was us and the Ravens. Well, we were the bad team, but us and the Ravens had the most picks this year. We had 11 picks in this draft. So
I remember that. Y'all had a lot of those. Yeah. So
and. Yeah. I want to throw out one thing too, because you all keep saying that nobody wanted George Pickens, but there is the report that came out too that George Pickens was going to get the Steelers held this all season because he wanted to get paid. So they were like, let's just clean house and not deal with this situation while we're trying to figure out if we're going to be good or bad. So Vaughn, I'm with you on that one as far as they're trying to get away of that title of mediocrity, because that would have been a mediocre move right there to sit there and say, all right, we're just going to keep him here and we'll figure it out. He not show up to training camp. He not show up to OTAs. And now he's trying to hold out because this is the last year of his rookie deal. And then when you really try to trade him, you might not get anything because it's like, bro, we already know you want to get rid of him. It was already mumbles that they wanted to get rid of him. And then the Cowboys jumped in. Honestly, I heard the Cowboys was trying to get Rashad Bateman too. They was calling everybody in the AFC North. They was like, "We're trying to give him up." Just that the Steelers said, he can go first."
I think it's a match made in heaven, that trade. I really do. You know, I think the Steelers, like you said, Tomo, was like, we gotta get rid of him because of our situation. And then when they try to get rid of him, they found out that a lot of people were like, George Pickens coming in here, call somebody else. They're like, oh dang,
we know like that
on here. And we know, I know just the guy to take him. Like,
Jerry.
And I can guarantee when Jerry hung with that phone, he's like, suckers. And they were like,
right?
Okay, it's a win-win for both of us. Yeah, that's exactly what
it was a win-win. I feel like it's a win-win situation because y'all needed to move.
I do have one small question that you can answer outside of the show, but I do know that has been some question about Mike Tomlin being involved in player personnel. Well, the report came out that when Pickens was traded, Mike Tomlin was a big reason as to why he was traded. Right. So knowing that he's involved in player personnel, how do you feel now that knowing that you haven't had a quarterback really since Ben Roethlisberger, how do you feel about him not being able to get a quarterback so far, even though I know you got 12 picks next season, but not having a quarterback for the future right now and waiting until next year when you could have probably answered that maybe a while ago, like made some kind of trade or something like that to get more picks to put yourself in position to get a quarterback or what have you. So you don't have to answer it now, but whenever you get that, then just answer it.
Cool. Before I go, I do want to say this. What if Will Howard is actually pretty good? Like, no one had ever brought that part up. A lot of people talk about what he did in college. Well, what I saw in the postseason, he balled out. I saw him step his game up. He elevated his game in the postseason. Mm-hmm. And those little things are what you look for in college players. Mm-hmm. Guys that elevate their games in crucial moments. You look at his stature, his size, his build, his ability to make almost any throw on the field. I mean, he's a prototypical quarterback. He's not a guy he's not a slouch. You know what I'm saying? So he's a champion. So I wouldn't sleep on the fact that Will Howard will possibly be a good quarterback. You know, like, not saying he is or he will be. I'm just I'm not ruling it out.
There's always a possibility.
Wasn't this man in the combine that was speaking so highly of him? Because in the combine he didn't look so good, and then somebody came out and spoke super highly of him. It was a receiver. I forgot who it was. Carl for now. But and I do want to say before we go.
It might have been one. It might have been an Ohio State receiver, but I'm not sure.
I don't think it was. It wasn't about on the team. That's why it was big. It was like somebody came out and spoke highly of him. But I do want to say this though. I thought this is how I know the Shador situation is non-football related. Because when the Steelers didn't draft them, the report came out that said the room was divided if they were going to get Shador or not. So they ended up not getting Shador. But then he came around 4 more times, and they still didn't get him. So it has to be like, are we going to get him, period, or not? Because of how he carries him. It has to be that. It has to be something like that.
And that's why I brought that up when we talked about it before. When I said, y'all got to think about the other side of things. It's not just what he did on the field, because we all saw what he did on the field. We believe that he's the talent. It's just how he carried himself in the interviews.
When I heard what he said when I heard how he handled the Giants interview, I was disgusted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was disappointed.
I ain't like that.
I ain't gonna lie. And I saw Justin Dark's interview. I'm like, dang, he was bad. You know, but yeah. Appreciate you, Vaughn. Your last words. Let people know how they can find you. You just had a show.
Appreciate y'all for letting me back on the big stage. Definitely subscribe to RBO. Just had a show about 3 hours ago.
Yes, sir.
We're actually about to talk about 2 of the teams I talked about. You know what I'm saying? So definitely tap in. I gave a different perspective on Boston's trouble. A lot of people, I haven't heard no one brought that up. So definitely tap in to that. And shout out to my Steelers, man. Y'all, I'm just a fan, just waiting at this point. I have no expectations at all, to be quite honest. I'm just here waiting, watching. Will Howard, you my dog right now, man. Let's get it. It went from Kenny Pickett to Russell Wilson. Will Howard. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all, though.
Hey, thanks, Vaughn. I got my ski mask and everything, man. I got it in the middle.
Hey, George Pickens a dog, man. Hey, just tell Dak watch his back if he start tripping.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like I told you in the chat. Somebody needs to smack his helmet when he going crazy. That's it. Ain't anybody do it in a while. Somebody gotta be like, hey man, get your head back right.
Facts,
He gonna have Pickens and Diggs yelling at him.
Facts.
Diggs is still recovering from that ACL, so we gonna see.
Yeah, appreciate you, Vaughn.
Appreciate it,
man. Always.
Yeah, he's like, what's going on? Carl, you late. You missed it, man. You gotta rewind it back.
You missed it all.
Man, well, I mean, he missed it. They missing it. Or are they missing it? I don't know what's going on in Cleveland right now. Are they missing LeBron and Kyrie? Because at this point, you went from you're the number 1 seed, and now you got the Pacers out here just making plays. But this one play, look at them highlights right there. Oh my stars. But you already know the record. I think the game started now, or maybe might be starting at 8, game 3. The Pacers are up 2-0. No one seen this outside of Ty, myself, and Dave, but some people are getting outpaced in this series outside of Donovan Mitchell. But the question really stands is the guy that got the ball right now. Is Tyrese still overrated? Because it came out that the entire league, and they say that the players are the ones that voted for this. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, fellas, but the players voted that he was the most overrated player in the NBA. And this is another series where he's just proven that I might just be flat out wrong. So, Joe, he was on your team. You made the deal. Yeah, that was mean. That was mean. That was mean. Look, don't even pass the ball. What you doing on that for? Joe, he was on your team.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been your dream from the Sacramento Kings, but is Tyrese still underrated?
Bars. I like how you said everybody except me. You said, yeah, you know, a lot of people saw it, you know, Ty, myself, Dave, you know, everybody except me. But man, listen, man. Is he overrated? No, he's not overrated. He is not. Like Tyrese Halliburton has earned his stripes by this point. Do y'all know if Tyrese Halliburton could manage to beat the Cavaliers and to win the Eastern Conference Finals and get to the finals, we could probably label him as a it's probably too soon to build his resume, but in the argument of the greatest pacer in NBA history, think about that. What Reggie Miller has never gotten to the finals. Now, albeit Jordan was in his way. Now, he was this close, but then Michael Jordan, Game 7, it happened, right? And Ron Artest, that year was promising, but he had to run into the stands and fight dudes in the Mountains in the Palace. He had opportunities, but Tyrese Halliburton has an opportunity to do what Reggie Miller has never done, who is the best pacer. And yes, the Pacers won the trade by a mile. They did. So Tyrese Halliburton, he's been so clutch. And this year alone, Tyrese Halliburton is 10 from 11 from the field to either tie or take the lead in the game with 2 minutes left in the game. He's 10 from 11 from the field this year. Also in the playoffs, they won 2 games on the road. Tyrese Halliburton is undefeated at home in the playoffs. He's 9-0. 9-0 in the playoffs at home. People forget he got hurt in Boston in the series last year. And those 2 games he was hurt. It went down to the last shot. It went down to the wire, both of those games. This Pacers team is incredible. I'm not going to lie. Rick Carlisle was doing an awesome job. I feel like they are the most well-coached team in the NBA. When you watch the Pacers, they don't let you rest. I don't care how well you're playing. The Cavaliers, they had 2 20-point leads in that one game in game 2. No matter what this outcome is, if it's a made basket, if it's a missed shot or a turnover, they're going to get the ball and push the pace every single time. They're not going to walk it up. They run it. And if they don't get things in fast break, guess what they're going to do, Dave? They're going to pull the ball out, and then they're going to just do a bunch of plays. They're going to just keep running, find a mismatch. That's what they do. They try to find mismatches, and they're going to get an easy bucket. And then when they get the easy bucket, they are full court pressing you. Man to man. They don't let you rest. Man, Tyrese Halliburton is so good as a point guard. He's probably the best pure point guard in the NBA. Whenever there's an open guy, he's going to find him. Whenever there's an open guy. If Tomo is guarding me and I'm on the Pacers team and I hit him with a back cut, Tyrese going to find me every single time. If they cheat over a little bit and the 3-point shooter, he going to pass it to him. He finds the open man every single time. And when he has to be the scorer, he can throw the cape on and score. He's done that. He called out Giannis, who everybody picked the Bucks because of Giannis. He said, this why I picked the Bucks? You come out here then. And hit the game with a bucket. That's what he does. So he got ice in his veins. He was clutch in the IST tournament when they beat the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. He was clutching that, and he hit it. And I remember his first year in Indiana. He was in Boston and hit a game-winning 3 against Boston. So Tyrese Halliburton is the best pure point guard in the NBA when it comes to passing, and he can score when need be. The Pacers are also undefeated in the playoffs when he scores 15 points or more, undefeated. So. No, he is not overrated.
I'm right there with you, Joe. He's not overrated. I do have one thing to.
Oh, he did make the finals. He did. You're right. Sorry, he did.
Yeah,
he lost to Shaq and Kobe.
I do have one thing to say though, Joe, and this is coming from Tyrese Halliburton himself. So this is not me saying this. Mm-hmm. Tyrese Halliburton is not a pure point guard, Joe. You know why he's not? Because he also scores the ball a lot more. Pure point guards are not exactly what we see in the NBA anymore. Chris Paul is technically a pure point guard because he's not the guy that's going to put up 20 plus points per game. I mean, Tyrese said himself, he's scoring 26, 27 points a night just about. So he's not necessarily a pure point guard. Now, yes, he is a really great facilitator. I believe he's the best if you're talking about just as a point guard, the way he playmakes, I think he's the best playmaking point guard in the league right now. If you look at everyone else, I don't think anyone is doing what he's doing as far as getting his guys involved and not turning the ball over. I think he is the best point guard in the league to be able to do that. But he's for sure not overrated. I don't understand what the players are seeing when they call him overrated. I don't get it. I didn't get it when Tim Hardaway Sr. said it. I didn't get it when Damian Lillard was going at him, pretty much talking trash to him, saying that I don't see it. I don't see it. He plays the game the right way. The guy does what he can to make sure he gets his guys involved. He's not taking too many bad shots, honestly, if you look at how he plays the game. And one thing that people question was his defense. And you look at what he's done in the playoffs, he's playing really good defense. I mean, and I think it was in game 1 against the Cavaliers. He had 3 blocks in that game. The boy is making plays defensively. There's a lot of things that he's doing that he's playing well to help the Pacers get where they are right now. And that's one of the reasons why I picked the Pacers to win this series, because Tyrese Halliburton is not only leading the charge offensively, he's also playing really good defensively. They made a big switch to what they were doing last year and this year to offense and defense. Defense last year, I think they were maybe like 25th in the NBA in defense last year. I think this year they're 14, 15. So it's a huge jump. It's not top 10, it's not top 5, but it's still a huge improvement from where they were last year. And offensively, they're still pretty much where they were last year. So the offense is still good. You got Andrew Nembhard out here playing really good. You got Pascal Siakam playing good. There was a time where I thought that first game against the Cavaliers, I thought that Pascal Siakam had like 30 plus points, and he only had like 15. But it's because the buckets he made were crucial. This Pacers team is answering some questions, even though. And there's another question that's going to come up. They're going to say, well, it's because the guys are injured again. Well, the guys were injured in game 2, and the Cavaliers were up 20 plus points, and they still lost. So I don't want to hear that excuse about the injuries right now, because even with the injury, they were up 20 plus points. And there are some Cavaliers fans and some NBA fans that said that the Cavs are better on the floor without Darius Garland. So I don't want to hear that right now. And I understand that Damian Lillard missed the game. He missed some games in that first series against the Bucks. But even with that knowing, there were still people that picked the Bucks to win that series against the Pacers, knowing that Damian Lillard wasn't healthy. So I don't want to hear that excuse either. So if the Pacers get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's just what it is. So Tyrese is not overrated. I never thought he was overrated. I don't see what the NBA players are seeing. I don't see what Tim Hardaway Sr. is saying. He's not overrated.
So Dave, you said something about injuries, right? So last year when Boston made their run, they played Miami. Didn't Jimmy Butler get hurt in that series?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Jimmy Butler didn't play at all.
Hurt in the play-in.
He got hurt in the play-in. He didn't play at all.
So that's one.
But did we make an excuse? We just said, oh, we lost.
Okay, so when they played the Cavs,
hurt. Evan Mobley.
Yep.
And no. Dalvin Mitchell got
Jared
hurt.
Allen. Jared Allen was out, wasn't he?
No, I think he played. I think he played, but Dalvin Mitchell was hurt.
I know
Spider
Dalvin Mitchell missed some games. Yep.
I thought Jared Allen was out last year.
He probably got hurt too, but I know for a fact Spider got hurt like game 3 or game 2.
Yeah, I think Jared Allen was out too.
And he was out for the series.
And Joe, you just said it about the Pacers series. So
But they didn't have
Tyrese,
Porzingis though. Go ahead.
they didn't have who?
Porzingis the whole
They
playoff.
got, I don't want to hear, kid. They got Tatum and they got Brown, kid. So look, but if they want to bring up injuries because of this, because of Dame, or they want to bring injuries because most of the Cavs team is not dead, don't nobody want to hear that. Because I got a Celtics run, I got a Warriors run, I got a few runs where people that made it to the finals, and everybody was like, we don't want to hear about injuries, so don't bring it up now. When the question is Tyrese Halliburton overrated? I think the players put him there because of how quick he just got jumped to the front of the pedestal in some players' eyes. I guess, I mean, it was right around the same time the trade happened. The Pacers started getting hot. The next thing you know, the All-Star game is in Indiana. He's the face of it. He's wearing the wild outfits on the sideline. So it's just like a lot of people are like, we not getting out just due. So why are y'all in love with this guy? And he plays in Indiana. I think it's the market that he's in. And they just really want to trash the market that he's in and not the actual player. Because Donovan Mitchell played in Utah. I ain't never hear nobody say he was overrated. I mean, Utah got to some playoffs, and it kind of, then the whole COVID thing happened, and, just stuff like that. But Donovan is now with the Cavs. I don't hear nobody saying anything about that as well. So to say this kid is overrated is a stretch. I want to know what players actually came out and said it, which is really more interesting than the actual question itself, because that within itself will let me know if they hating or if they actually watching the game. Because I don't think if you ask a LeBron or Donovan Mitchell who's he's playing against or Jalen Brunson, do they think that Tyrese Halliburton is overrated? Maybe Jalen Brunson might say that, because I don't know. Maybe he's not getting the same. Well, now he's getting the press. He's the most clutch player in the league, so he can't say it. So to me, I don't think he's overrated. I'm more upset that the Wizards didn't get him. But then I also heard that backstory of what the Wizards did to him. So I was like, I understand why you don't want to play for the Wizards, Bradley Beal. But anyway, this series here, I picked the Pacers in this series, Joe, because of that topic we had. When I picked them against the Bucks, the most dangerous team in the playoffs right now. I said at that time the Pistons was the scariest, but the more the Pacers keep winning, the scarier they become, because that last game, that game-winning shot by Tyrese was a reason why they should be scary and dangerous at the same time. You telling me you got a chance to ice the game, miss the free throw, get the bucket, and hit the go-ahead shot?
He got his own rebound too. It's crazy.
And then you telling me Mitchell dropped 48 in the game, and the Pacers still found a way to win it. It's like, come on. I wish I had it up here, but you could just say let him cook. Because for real, Donovan Mitchell went back to the locker room and was like, what more do you want from me at this point? Because there's nothing I can do. I'm just waiting to see what happens in this next series. But if Tyrese Halliburton get this team to the finals, I don't know who they're going to go up against, but if he gets this team to the finals, I don't know who he's going to go up against. I'm going to do a double take. I don't know who he's going to go up against, but wait, you say OKC.
Yeah. I've been with OKC since the early days.
And Draymond that crazy. All right.
He's not. He's that crazy.
Hold on. I do. Dave, like Carl said, he's a poor point guard.
I'm just saying that's what Tyrese said. I'm not saying I agree with it.
I don't care what Tyrese said. The man's a past first point guard. And if we want to talk about Chris Paul also upped his numbers in the playoffs, averaging 24 points as first in the playoffs, and 22. So and then this is a more scoring league. So 24 to 24 now is different. Chris Paul was a scorer, and if he needed to be, when I say prayers. A prayer point guard, meaning pass first, meaning like Steph Curry ain't a prayer point guard. Westbrook, and
of course.
But you know what I'm saying, right? So you want to say that?
But I'm with basically what I was saying in my last statement was, if he does get this team to the finals, I think the people who voted for him as overrated need to rethink how they watching the game of basketball.
Yeah, and I believe there would be a case, an argument for him to be the best Pacer, but Reggie Miller did get to the finals, like you said, Joe.
Yeah, he did in 2000. He got spanked by the Lakers. It should have been us, but it's all good. No, we should have been there when it was the Nets. Mm-hmm. He didn't get spanked. They won 4-2. That's when Shaq got hurt and Kobe took over.
Mm-hmm. Reggie always losing to one of the best players in the league.
That's what I'm saying. He lost to Phil Jackson twice, bro. He lost to Jordan and Kobe and Shaq. It's crazy.
Man, Reggie.
And then Miles and the Powers happened. That team was loaded. They could have. Detroit won that year, I think. Mm-hmm. And they were like neck and neck with Detroit that year.
Yeah, that's why they put their hands around them. Let's go to the Oh man. If you watching right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I know you see it at the bottom right there. Like, subscribe, leave some comments, keep the conversation going. But the real conversation right now is Snead definitely coming off IL. like Jason said, the playoff performances. Joe, drop that video.
Oh my gosh.
Woo, and as you can see it right here. I thought it was a 3. Well, if you've been under a rock, or if you've not been paying attention to the playoff series, the Knicks are indeed up 2-0 on the Boston Celtics in this series. And if you haven't really been paying attention, but you know about the series, you know that the Knicks have been down 20 points twice in this series and found a way to win both games. Both games have been entertaining. Both games have led you to be like, are the Knicks frauds? And they have been answering those questions left and right. Is Jalen Brunson on another Allen Iverson-esque run? We don't know. Is Tatum still doing just the little things to keep the Celtics afloat? We don't know. But we really want to know, where's Jaylen Brown been? I mean, I'm just questioning these things. Honestly, Dave, I want to ask you this, though. This is one of your favorite teams to go at. Is Tatum receiving unnecessary criticism?
No, he's not. But I'm going to start with this. Before I talk about Jason Tatum, do y'all know that no defending NBA champion has advanced past the second round since 2019?
Yep.
The Raptors lost in the second round in 2020. 2021, Lakers lost in the first round. 2022, Bucks lost in the second round. 2023, Warriors lost in the second round. 2024, Nuggets lost in the second round. The Celtics are now down 0-2. Y'all know this is not the first time they've been down 0-2 in the last 3 years. Who else had them down 0-2? Miami Heat. And now the team that I picked to beat them, the Knicks, are up 2-0. And what did I say about the Miami Heat 2 years ago? The regular season does not matter when it comes to us playing against the Celtics. What did I say this time? The regular season does not matter. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Now, Tatum. The reason why I say he is not receiving unfair criticism is because isn't he supposed to be the best player on the Celtics? Didn't he say that he wants to be the face of the league? Doesn't he say certain things like he wants to be like Kobe? Doesn't he say these things? It's stuff that he says as to why he gets criticism. Now, there are some things that I don't agree with. People calling him soft and stuff that I don't agree with that. I don't believe he's a soft player. For one, I am a Tatum fan because he played at Duke. I like the way that I like his game, honestly. However, do you know how many points he scored in the fourth quarter so far in this series? 6 points. 6. How are you supposed to be a top 5 player in the league, a superstar, the best player on your team, a guy that's supposed to be in MVP conversations, and you only score 6 points in 2 games in the fourth quarter? Isn't there another guy that we question this about when he did this in Miami in 2011? And didn't he receive criticism for that too? It's LeBron James. Wasn't that criticism fair? So are we now going to call it unfair just because it's Jason Tatum and he plays for the Celtics, a team that just won the NBA, a team that just won the NBA Finals? No, it's not unfair. It's fair. I'm sorry. I want Jason Tatum to play well. I want the Celtics to lose, but I want Jason Tatum to play well. He is not receiving unfair criticism, and now Jason Tatum is in a Superman commercial. Superman out, Tatum in. Are we serious? They compare him to Superman. I guess the Knicks are his kryptonite then.
Come on now, dog.
Oh, too.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying. You can't. Y'all, look, y'all. I talked about this on my show. Let me ask you two a question. I don't know if you watch my show or not, but who out of these players, who do you think has the least amount of points in the fourth quarter in these playoffs? Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum. Who do you believe is last in that?
Well, only because you gave us the answer in the beginning, I'm going to say Tatum.
Oh, his points per game or his total?
Total.
Kawhi eliminated. Oh, Kawhi did play 7 games, though.
He did.
Go ahead.
It's Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Jason Tatum has 44 total points in the fourth quarter in these playoffs. 44 total. In the doghouse.
Wow.
And honestly, if you're looking at this list, he's considered the best player in this list. Unless you say Anthony Edwards is over him. I don't think anyone has Kawhi Leonard over him right now. They definitely don't have Jamal Murray over him. And they don't have Jalen Brunson over him either.
JB.
Jaylen Brown ain't even on this list, so he on this list. So I'm just saying, and then to bring up Jaylen Brown because he got to get some criticism too.
Mm-hmm.
In the fourth quarter, in the last 2 games, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White have a total together of 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they're shooting 12% from the field. And have only made 1 3-point between the three. 1 3-pointer made in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson himself is outscoring those 3 by himself. He has 20 points in the fourth quarter. He's made 4 threes and shooting 55% from the field.
In the God?
Dude, Jason Tatum, when guarded by OG Anunoby, is 2 of 8 from the field. He is getting strapped out there, y'all. It's not he I don't know. The Knicks went and got Jaylen Brown. They went and got Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby to guard Tatum pretty much. And they seem to be doing a pretty good job. Because in the fourth quarter in these playoffs, Jason Tatum is only averaging, I don't know if it's the fourth quarter, but in these 2 games, he's only averaging 18 points per game. That's not good. That's not top 5 in the NBA. That's not MVP-esque. That's not face of the league. Yes, he's getting fair criticism. The way he talks about himself, the way he wants to put himself on that pedestal as being one of the best players in the NBA, yes, he deserves fair criticism. If LeBron deserves it, so does he.
Can I go?
Yeah. I just go ahead.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
Now, I just want to say one thing, Dave. You said he wanted to be the face of the league. Well, if that's the case, they need a facelift. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. I'm going to name the top 30 scores. Okay. I'm going to run through as fast as I can. In the playoffs. Points per game. Giannis, Luka, Shea, Paolo, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Tatum, Wagner, LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Jokic, K, Kawhi, Darius Garland, Steph, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Jamal Murray, Jalen Williams, Sengun, Kat, Gary Trent Jr., Fred VanVleet, James Harden, Tyrese Halliburton, Jimmy Butler, John Morant, Pascal Siakam, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Aaron Gordon. Only Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jason Tatum are shooting under 40%. That's my issue with Tatum. He is so inefficient. So inefficient. He's shooting 39% in the playoffs right now, y'all. 39%. That's horrible. His shot decision is terrible. He settled for 3 too many times. He settled for contested threes too many times. He is the leader. Like he is the front runner of all these threes. Like in game 1, at the end of the game, he had Brunson on him 2 possessions in a row. And both times, he settled for a pull-up 3 in Brunson's face instead of just blowing past Brunson or going in the post or something like that. So, and Jaylen Brown, too. He's an excuse also, right? He's not an excuse. Jaylen Brown and Tatum has shot 28 from 83 in their first 2 games against the Knicks. 28 from 83. That's 33%. That's terrible for the best 2 players. Also, game 1, how did the game end? Jaylen Brown getting stripped. Game 2, how did the game end? Jason Tatum getting stripped, basically. Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny? When Jason Tatum got that dunk, I was on Twitter. Everybody said, clutch. I'm like, he got a dunk. You know what I'm talking about? But that's not clutch. That was a great play by Joe Mazzulla, right? Because I'm blanking on his name right now. The big man from the Knicks. I'm blanking on his name. Big man for the Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson was on the court. They had Horford at midcourt. They sprinted. They was guarding full court, which is perfect. So I think OG was on Tatum guarding from full court, man. So you just sprint straight to Horford. Horford picks OG, and you got Mitchell Robinson one-on-one on skates. Where Tatum coming at you full speed. You blow right past him, and you can't help, and you laid up. And this is why I don't understand why Tatum and Brown shoot so poorly. They don't get doubled. Every superstar in the NBA gets double except for Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They are the only one you can't double them because there's shooters everywhere. Name any team. They all get double. Jalen Brunson gets double. Kawhi gets double. Jokic gets double. Shea got shooters around him and he still get double. Tatum is the only one who don't get double. Brown's the only one who don't get double. And they still shooting poorly. Yeah. Yeah. They don't get double. Now, every once in a blue moon, probably. But I could probably count on my hands how many times Tatum get double on a game basis. We could actually, look, tomorrow, I'll watch the whole full game and count how many times Tatum get double. And I promise you, it ain't going to be more than 5 times, the whole game. So when I watch Celtics play, he's one-on-one. When he gets Robinson on him, do they see the double out? No. It's one-on-one. Robinson got to stay there and try to hold his own because there's shooters everywhere. You can't double them because they got shooters everywhere. So the fact that they're shooting poorly is bad. And yes, he's getting deserved criticism because, Teddy, you the one that told me he was in the lab. You said that. You said he was in the lab. I said, Tatum I want to see him in the final. You said he's going to do it this year, Joe. He been in the lab, and they down 0-2. Now, I also said in the chat, I don't think it's over. I still think the Celtics will win the series. Because I still do. I mean, the guys, I get it. Everybody can talk the 3-point shooting. I mean, it's a real thing. Like, they were up 20 on both games, shooting 4 from 3. You know, like, and a bunch of wildman threes. I mean, this is like some historic stuff. This never happened, right? So if they lose, it's a straight up choke job.
This has happened before.
Huh?
This happened before.
I know this happened.
You forget about the Rockets. They were also a 3-point heavy shooting team. They probably didn't shoot as much, but they were
exactly. They didn't shoot as much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't shoot as much.
Well,
so
I'm talking about them living and dying by the 3. This is the same thing. It's just they're shooting a lot more than they did then.
They got James Harden. That's why. And they went against.
That's true.
And Dave, they lost to KD, Steph, and Clay and them. They lost to the Knicks. No disrespect to the Knicks, but they ain't Steph and KD and them, bro. Come on, like, and you up by 20 both games. Like, come on, man. So I do think the Celtics will still win the series, but I feel like I'm getting deja vu from that Miami Heat series, Dave. When I said the same thing, they went down 0-2 in Boston. I said they're gonna still win, and then they went down 0-3. So this is a must win by them on Saturday, though, for sure.
Absolutely a must win because.
And I did say it's a must win for New York, and they won, so they in control.
And like I said, I've witnessed this before because my team was a 3-0 against them, and we were the 8th seed.
Let Teddy tag me in the chat.
Yes, man. Don't forget about Joe Mazzulla. He deserves some criticism too, because as the head coach, you should be telling your guys the 3 ain't working. Get to the paint. That's another way to get 3 points. And if you look at the percentages and free throw percentages, the Knicks are shooting terrible from the free throw line. They're shooting 55% from the free throw line as a team. It's not good. But the Boston Celtics are shooting 85% from the line. Get to the line. That's your key. Get to the line.
So what I want to say is I wanted to find a way to try to defend Jason Tatum on here because a week ago we brought up the Knicks Celtics. I said, oh, they getting swept. I ain't even worried about the Knicks. And I'm sitting here. I feel like Johnny Cochran, man, when you like, I know you guilty. So I got to find a way to try to defend this madness, but there's no way to defend it because, one, everything my brothers just listed. You asked for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You asked for it. It's not like the league. It's not like what the league is trying to do with Ant, and they're like, no, we want you to be the face. And he's like, nah, I don't want to be the face. But yeah, he continues to put hands on all of our legends. And he was like, no, we want you to be the face. And then, he sprains his ankle, and then he finds a way to win a game. I mean, Steph wasn't there. You asked for this. You had the pictures, the Kobe T-shirts and all of that. So it's like, bruh, if you're going to ask for this, you got to get what comes with it. You brought up Jaylen Brown, though. Now,
he deserves
some, too.
Yes.
Because last year, what were we saying about Tatum? He was like, man, he not stepping up. But what were all the Celtics fans saying? He's making the right plays. He's being a good teammate. He's doing the right things when it's needed. But Now it's needed for you to be that face of the league or that face of the franchise that you said you wanted to be, and you only giving me 6 points. I can't do nothing with that. We already know what your team is. Like I said on a few episodes ago, too, is maybe it's getting in their heads that maybe this team ain't gonna be together next year. Maybe that pressure is getting there, or maybe it's the pressure of what Dave said. No team that made it past the second round. What was that stat that you read off, Dave? You made it past the second
Since
round.
2019, an NBA team has been past the second round.
No champion has made it past the second round. Now one.
I do want to say something about that. 2019 Toronto Raptors, Kawhi left. 2020 bubble team, it was a short season. 2021, who won that year? Giannis, Middleton got hurt. The next year. 2022, the Warriors, they won. 2023, that's one team. They just won the same. They lost Jordan Poole. That's what happened. They lost Jordan Poole, right? But what's the Celtics' excuse though? They got the same exact squad, and last year they weren't even healthy.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what the
Marcus Smart
is, Joe. No.
Marcus Smart wasn't there last year.
Not even Marcus Smart. I'm going to tell you what the excuse is going to be, Joe. Didn't two of those players come into the series injured?
Brown and Porzingis?
3, actually. I'm sorry. Not 2, 3. Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown. All of them were injured coming into the series.
Oh, yeah, true. And Tatum got hurt.
That's going to be the excuse.
I'm telling you. They won a championship with injuries.
I'm telling you, Joe. I'm telling you, that's going to be the excuse.
That can't be your excuse when you're going up against a team who plays all his players damn near 50 minutes a game.
There you go.
Outpace them. Like, that can't be your excuse. I'm sorry. And we all know what they say about Cat, but he's been making some crazy shots throughout this playoff run, but that can't be your excuse. Like, the Knicks have the momentum, but we've seen the Knicks have the momentum before. And I remember against the Heat where I was like, the Knicks will win this series. It don't matter. And the Heat just found ways to keep winning games, and they beat them that series. So there's no excuses. I'm sorry.
Before we move on, right? Tomo tried to defend him. He's like, nah, you know what? Nah. But look, before we move on, Teddy thought he was doing something. And he's posted a post in the NBA chat.
And you saw what I said, right?
Yeah, and put Tatum and then the double team from Reddit, by the way. Reddit, that's somebody else that's posting this. It said Tatum is the 18th most double team. First of all, this is true. The 18th, bro? Are you serious? The 18th best most double team? That's second half. I mean, come on now. Anyway, 13 a game? What? But I saw the first 13 possessions, Brunson probably get double. But this was 3 years ago.
Exactly. 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Come on, Teddy, you got to do better than that, man.
Dang, see what I'm saying? I was trying to defend him. Now Teddy do that. Yeah. Your Honor, can we take the plea deal? We taking the plea. We taking the plea.
Oh, dang. Okay, J-Mo.
Joe Tatum doesn't get double because he doesn't give them a reason to. Wow.
On the court? Because he said a lot off the court that deserve. Never mind. Ski my Tomo here. I'm tripping. All right, let's move on, fellas, because we already know Teddy gonna be riled up and you gonna have a lot to say in the chat. Make sure you become a member.
I got time. I'm gonna be in the chat too.
Hey, and this is why we want you. You know what I'm saying? This is why we want y'all to become a member so we can keep this conversation going. Because you may share this with a Boston fan and they want to feel froggy too and jump off a leaf, but we don't know. The Garden kid is getting ugly in the Garden because you got to take it back to Madison Square. And now we going over to Minnesota.
I might be sending some voice memos this time.
Oh yeah, that's when you really know you got Dave.
I like that. Time about
This is when you really know. When Dave starts sending voice memos, that's when you really know it's debate
real.
time. Yeah. And Dave sent voice memos. Jimmy Butler might send a voice memo. We all know what Draymond Green had to say after the game. So you know the league got that voice memo. Drop that video for me, Joe, to get this Golden State team over or past the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't think you started one, Joe. So we're gonna start.
I did, but let Dave go first.
Oh yeah, no, because we had the Steeler moment. Yeah, go ahead, Dave, because this is your boy. We've seen this happen before.
This is my guy. For me, it depends on two things. It depends on what the game plan that Steve Kerr has for the Golden State Warriors. because his game plan is going to have to change with Jimmy Butler being out there because he's not the same player that Steph is. And if you look at the Warriors team per se, it's not the same team as what Miami had when he was with Miami. So it's two different styles, two different teams. But the Warriors team plays defense. So it's possible. But it depends on what he's asked to do when it comes to what he is with the Golden State Warriors. If he's asked to do it, it's very possible. It is. We've seen Jimmy do this before as an underdog. And that's the thing about it. He's an underdog in this series. So it depends on what he's asked to do. I think if he asked to do this, it's very possible that he could definitely do this. He is playing some better defenders on this team, though, with them having Nickeil Alexander-Walker, having Anthony Edwards on them, and having I'm forgetting the other guy, Jaden McDaniels as well. So these guys are definitely different. Teddy, I'm glad you said that. I am glad you said that because before this season, no one said that Jimmy Butler was a superstar. People argue me down. Me and Carl had this conversation and said that he is, and everyone denied it. They said that he is not a superstar. So my question to everyone is he now a superstar because he's with the Warriors? That's my question because he ain't even the best player on the team. And now you're going to consider him a superstar? He was the best player on the team in Miami and got into the finals twice being an underdog. So to me, be equal. Be equal in this. Don't try to bring this up now and say that he's a superstar when y'all didn't say it before. Don't change your tone now because he's with the Warriors. Technically, your tone should have stayed the same because he ain't the guy in Golden State. We all know the guy as Steph. He was the guy in Miami. He was the unquestionable guy, the unquestionable leader in Miami. And y'all said no. So keep that same energy. That's all I got to say. Joe, that ain't towards you because I know you said what you had to say. It's for everyone else.
You ain't got to say that. You got to say that.
So
that's towards me. That's fine. So
if he's asked to do this, I think it's possible. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's enough. I personally don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough to get them past the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a different team. This is a different animal, and this is not the same. This not the same kind of a team that Jimmy Butler has had. This ain't the same. It's just not the same thing. This team isn't built for what Jimmy Butler has done before. So I don't believe it's possible. They need Steph. And they said that Steph is possibly going to be out until game 6. It is 1-1 right now. So at the most, it's going 5. Unless they win one of these games, I don't think it's enough. I don't. They are going to need Steph. And honestly, when Steph come back, he ain't really going to be healthy. Because they saying that it's possible that he comes back game 6. It's not even a guarantee. With his hamstring, the way it looked, it didn't look like the man could really walk for real. So I don't think it's enough. I don't. I believe in Jimmy Butler. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's enough. Not with this team. No.
So where do you think they're going to finish? Like, if Steph comes out game 6, what do you think the series will be at? 3-1?
Ain't going to be no 6.
I said 3-1. Dang.
Yeah.
So you think it'll be over? 4-1?
If they don't win a game, I think it's over.
Of course, they don't win a game.
Yeah. One thing,
like, what do you think?
I think it depends on game 3. If they don't win game 3, I think it's over.
But do you think that's what I'm saying? Like, do you think they go win game 3? That's really the question. The question is,
I don't.
Can they win one game until Steph come back?
I don't.
All right.
I don't think so.
Not one?
No, I don't.
One.
I don't think so. I don't.
But you do think Jimmy Butler's a superstar, though?
I believe he is. I've been saying that. No, I don't. I don't think he has. See, when you look at what he had in Miami, and you look at the players he got now, yes, he has Draymond Green, and we know Draymond has been making shots that he normally doesn't make. So
like Max Strus.
So no, Max Strus is actually still doing that. Max Strus is he's still a bucket. So relax, Tomo. He's still a bucket.
I'll explain my comparison in just a second. Go ahead.
Now the outlier, to me, if you want to compare it, it's going to be Buddy Hield and Caleb Martin. Because look at what Caleb Martin did with the Celtics against the Celtics and the Bucks. He stepped up when he needed to, and he was the guy that not a lot of people believed in. Buddy Hield, even though he's a shooter, a lot of people don't think that he's that 33-point barrage that he had in Game 7 against the Rockets. They don't think that that's what he's going to continue to do.
Like Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero was out, so that doesn't count. Tyler Hero was out both times we made it. I mean, that time that we went, he was hurt, so that don't count.
That's all. That's all. Go ahead.
No, sorry, no.
No.
Nah. But I don't think that's. I don't think it's possible. I don't believe so. I don't think that Buddy Hield is going to be able to do what Caleb Martin did. I don't think that Draymond is going to continue to make those shots. I don't think so.
Well, we agree on the Draymond part because he's definitely playing above and beyond his promises and expectations that he set. I think they can at least get one more game though, Dave. I think they can get one more without Steph, and that's just the Jimmy Butler mentality that he has. Like, I'm not going to sit up here. I know I got my narrative going, but I could see them getting at least one. Jimmy's not going to give you the offensive output that Steph can give you. Like, who would expect that from him? But he can motivate the others around him to at least play a little bit better. Kuminga being a part of that offensive rotation too. That's why I think they get one. The reason why 10% of me leans to what you were saying, Dave, is because of how Steve Kerr tried to play this last game, where he was just throwing bodies out there just to see what will work. That's basically like trying to throw putty at the wall and see if it's going to stick.
And that's kind of sort of my reasoning as well. It's because of Steve Kerr. Okay,
so that's what a 10%, but the 90% of me is he did it now. So he has the film to see who's going to fit in what spot and what spaces to be like, all right, can we close the game out with this guy? Can we have this person here? Can he step up and make Ant play a little bit? Make Ant play like game one? We don't know. But I think they can get at least one more. Because if they don't get one more, it's over. Steph, you might as well go ahead and pack it up. Start over next year. You got Jimmy. Y'all revamp the squad, and then you make some things shake. But other than that, I think they get one more. Is Jimmy Butler enough to win the series? No.
I don't think it's over. I think that they can come back with Steph can come back them being down 3-2 going into to Bay Area. So it's how I look at it. They went into game 2 without Steph. Okay, they get blown out. Now Steve Kerr has a blueprint. He has like a cheat sheet. He saw how things look without Steph. And I always been saying Steve Kerr is the best playoff coach in the NBA. His game, the game adjustments. This is his opportunity to do that. And like you said, Dave, there's a different way he got to set this offense with Jimmy Butler as being the head guy versus Steph Curry being the head guy. But now with Steph being gone, we're going to see Buddy Hield moving a lot. Basically, we're going to see a lot more guys moving out the ball like Steph, and then Jimmy Butler just being that point guard type player throughout the game. I feel like his usage rate's going to go up. And Jimmy Butler has to be more aggressive. Let's start there. When I watch Jimmy Butler play, he's too passive. There are times we got an open shot and he'll pass it up. Or he have an open floater and he'll pass it up. He always trying to make the extra pass. Like he's stuck in this number 2 role. He need to get out of that right now and kick into the superstar Jimmy Butler gear and be that score. And this is my issue about Jimmy Butler in the past. He's not a consistent scorer. He's not aggressive on a consistent basis. But now we're asking you to do that, and you got to be consistent. So, and lastly, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're not a great offensive team. I told you that. They struggle with offense this whole playoffs. They beat the Lakers, not because they beat the Lakers because of their defense for real and because of the fourth quarter. That's why they lost won that series. They were terrible offensively for real. So they're only averaging 106 points a game in the playoffs. The only 2 teams in the playoffs right now is averaging less than them. It's the Knicks and Boston series. I mean, that's the only other teams. But everybody else, they worse. So I think they can get at least one game and Golden State with the crowd pumping and stuff like that. and then Minnesota might win game 4, go back down 2-2. But once Steph Curry come back, I can see it being 3-2, and they can still win the series. I pick Golden State to win. We saw how they manhandled them in the first game. I think they'll still win this game. The series, I'm at.
Yeah, I picked them to win too, but that was contingent on Steph being healthy as well. So I don't know.
One game, Dave?
Okay, it's possible. It's possible to win one game and be 3-2. You're right. You're right. I believe it's possible for them to be at least go 3-2 and make it to game 6. But for me, it's just contingent on how things go game 3. And you're right. Steve Kerr does make adjustments very well in the playoffs. So yeah, you absolutely right there. You changed my mind. I'm not gonna lie. You did change my mind. So I definitely think it's possible they can get to game 6. But to me, it's just contingent on what Steve Kerr's message is to Jimmy Butler. If he's telling him to go be that guy, I think it's possible. But
I'm pretty sure he's saying that.
if not, then I don't know.
If he not, Draymond saying it.
Yeah,
I know Draymond watched the show. You better be saying
it. And J-Mo, he said, I want to bet on it. I want to bet either side. It's a close call. This is one of the things you just don't bet on. One of the things you don't bet on,
and
man.
This is different.
I'm not so Minnesota, bro.
And it's different from what JJ Redick did, because JJ Redick did it in an elimination game. You don't try things out in an elimination game. It's at least 1-1. So I got to be consistent with that. So you're right.
Yeah. You talking about
game 6? Go ahead.
Oh no, I picked the Wolves in 6, so there will be a game 6. Carl, I seen your comment.
I picked the Warriors in 6. If Steph was playing, they would have won, bro, in 6 or 5.
I think so too.
We don't know. That's all I've been saying this whole time. We don't know.
You're right.
Y'all just been killing me. It was like, I don't know. So let's get to this lock 'em in, because this is one thing we still don't know, but at least if we are right, you all can get some money from it, not just bragging rights. You can actually.
Joe, did you check and see what it was before the last one?
I know me. I lost my last 2. Me personally,
I don't even remember what my pick was the last time. That's the thing.
You know what? I know I'm tripping. I picked the Cats plus 1.5, and they won. They lost by 1, so I actually won that one. And
wait.
What?
Because hold on. Because last time when I picked somebody to win by a 1.5, they said I was considered
less 1.5, losing by 1.5. They lost by 1 point.
But I did that same thing, and that was taken as an L for me. So
we corrected that. Plus 1.5. I remember we corrected that.
Yeah, we corrected it because that's what got you in the lead. Yeah, that's what jumped you up.
It was a college game. I remember that. We corrected that. Yeah. And then I lost my last one though. I picked the Celtics minus 11.5, and they didn't even win the game, so I lost that.
Well, I know I lost mine.
Should pick OKC plus minus 11.5.
I picked the Dallas Stars plus. I mean, was it minus or plus? I picked the Dallas Stars. I think it was plus 1.5, and they won by 1, so I lost. They need to win by 2.
I know the last one I lost because I picked the White Sox to lose by 1.5, and they lost by 1. So
this is a terrible.
You won that.
I mean, no, it wasn't that. It was I picked the winner to win by 1.5, and they
lost. Okay,
they only won by 1. So
okay.
I just want y'all to know this is a terrible way to introduce this segment. We talking about all these losses.
Oh, yeah, your guest pick definitely lost. He picked Jokic's points. He got fouled out in the third quarter. He had 5 fouls, all ball fouls.
Wait.
5.
We can do props too.
Yeah, I mean he introduced it, so I said, okay, we do it.
I thought it was just games. We can.
I did too.
I gotta think a little different.
Like, okay.
All right, well, you know what? All right, well, we expanding. You see here, we're expanding the R2L Lockman segment. So next week you may see me pick somebody with 3s. I don't know, but this R2L segment is called Lockman. No. If I want now, I might pick Jason Tatum under in the fourth quarter. Missed the 6 points, but we just want y'all to remember that these are our opinions. So I know you all heard us ramble in the first part about how we're trying to figure out our tally, because we do actually keep a tally of our wins and losses just amongst the big 3 here. So again, these are our opinions. We pick games for the following day. So if you're watching this live with us right now, these are for Saturday's games. If you're watching this on Saturday morning, make sure you're watching this and you put your pick in right before the game, because you never know what sport we may pick. But again, it's for the following games. Yeah, I mean, come on, Carl. You right. Expand it. But
Yeah, plus
here we
money
go.
on the props.
Okay. So there we go. So
Yeah.
we're gonna make our picks. You can add them to your. You can add it as a single bet. You can add it to your parlay. But if you listen to 3 minutes before the intro, you might want to add it as a single bet and then see what you can get. Joe, who you got? Or
Okay.
Dave, whoever's ready.
Okay.
I
So
got the Yankees at -1.5 against the Athletics.
All right. I'm taking the Nets plus 1.5 against the Cardinals.
okay, Teddy. I'm gonna do it, Teddy. I'm going with the Celtics one more time. Minus. Why are they favorite? Minus five and a half.
Nah, they in New York. Why are they favorite?
I don't know. I'm picking the Boston Celtics minus 5.5.
It's because Jalen Brown cut his hair.
And Ron look older, man. You should have cut the braids.
All right, so I got Nets plus 1.5.
Tomo donated.
Nets plus 1.5. Dave, you're gonna ignore the haters.
Exactly. Man, crazy.
funny. What was your pick, Joe?
Celtics minus 5.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What's
on
pick,
Celtics.
Dave? What's your pick, Dave?
You ain't hear mine?
Nah, I heard it, but I'm saying repeat it one more time so we can close it out.
Oh, my bad. Yankees -1.5 against the Athletics.
All right, cool.
Better be.
Yeah. Carl, watch my show. I talked about you guys.
Best record in baseball, buddy. Woo. Win a World Series, man. Win a World Series.
You got a long time to that.
That's what I be saying. I seen the Nets
long
do
time.
it. I'm gonna see the Tigers do it.
I did the wrong one. Okay.
Yeah, so we gonna basically roll this.
Last
show.
words.
Yeah, we can get to the last words. If you've been around, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all watch the Tigers continue to have the best record in baseball, buddy. And we're gonna see if Jason Tatum can step it up.
And Dave, can you go first on last words?
Yes, I can go first. Thank everyone that tuned in. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you go subscribe to Dave's Doghouse. They did have an episode today at 12 noon. So go watch it. I talked about the Celtics, the Knicks, the Pacers. Just go watch. And I'm letting you know. I talked about the Tigers, Carl. Russ. So Blaze, I talked about your guy. Go look at that. Mikal Bridges, And yeah, man. I mean, and James Harden. Just know you're not better than Dwayne Wade, and you're not on the same level.
Yo, I can't believe people say that. That's crazy. Well, I go believe it because
And Pat Riley, oh my gosh, can't believe
you're not retiring.
I can't believe you're not retiring. Tell some 80 is the new 60, man. You better.
New 60 should have said 40.
Oh my goodness! Look, go. You better go get somebody. That's all I'm saying. And I am happy though that I'm hearing that Khalil Word won't be in any trade involving anybody. So I'm glad. At least I know he's going to stay. Anyone else? Fair game. Just saying.
All right. Well, my last word. Shout out to the whole Artua network. Shout out to the whole Artua family. Shout out to Lambo Anlo on the intro. Shout out to my brother Erhan with the logo. And look, we up, man. We up. The network is going. We're excited. A lot of episodes dropped this week. We got a lot of episodes in the queue in the stream yard. Episodes in the queue. Shout out to Coach Coombs. But I'm excited, man. The Cowboys. I know you got NBA YoungBoy. Oh snap! Sorry, NBA YoungBoy right there. But we got JD5. We got JD5. We ain't tripping off, even though y'all beat. Even though he beat us last year. I get it. So did the Cowboys. All right. But both of them either missed the playoffs or got bounced in the first round. Same scene in tomato. We got JD5. As long as I got JD5, I'm alive. And Sacramento, ain't much I can say about y'all. Y'all my squad, but y'all not worthy enough to get thrown on the shoulder. So I can't put y'all on the shoulder right now. For real. We gotta keep it real, Dave. You know what I mean? Y'all let the Pacers win the trade. You trade Fox away. What y'all doing? But I'm excited about the NFL season. Looking forward to it. Ooh, it smells good too. It smells like success. But Yeah, can't wait till the NFL season. And yeah, Dave, thank you for Debo, by the way. He looked nice in training camp right now. Looking good. Looking like he in shape.
He does that all the time. Just I hope he does that for the NFL season for you. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, JD Fowler looking a little. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, Joe, he said that or you said that.
What?
That's all I'm gonna say. So,
How about them Cowboys?
ski mask Howie, ski mask Adam. I don't care about none of those ski masks because we got a ski mask on the field. It's about to get real in the NFC East. And if you don't know, I can't wait for Madden 26 when they put Saquon Barkley on the cover because it's just going to be very, very entertaining in the NFC East, man. It's just going to be good. Carl, my last words is for you. I don't care if you weren't watching baseball then. Just know that my team won the World Series, my friend. That's it. And make sure y'all like, subscribe. And the ski mask, just like Joe had with the shades, may be here if we're in first place. You never know.
Okay.
You never know. But before we get out of here, make sure y'all subscribe to In the Red Corner as well. We have an episode coming next Wednesday because Sunday is Mother's Day. So shout out to all the moms out there. And shout out to our superstar members as well, because without the moms, we wouldn't have superstar members. So shout out to moms. So shout out to the superstar members. Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Javon, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, Taniqua, Tone, and Mike again. And shout out to Steven and Jerry for finally waking up. You know, make a move. Just do anything. That's all we ask. And you did it. And that's all I got for y'all.
All right. That's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all at the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.